What's going on, gamers? I'm back at you this week with another devlog. This one's number 3. Let's get started. Okay, so going over the notes this week, what I mostly have been working on and developing were a few fixes, and then mostly fleshing out some more of the mobile, like UI and game design, just kind of making the mobile port better. Okay, first of all, I started by fixing the UDP client loop. This was not very efficient, and it had a lot of kind of hangs in some ways, but I fixed this client-side loop to be much more efficient and smooth. This will help with the overall running and frame rate on the mobile version. Then I worked my way through a mesh error. There was a technique I'm using to draw the map, which will, as you know, has that zone circle. And when it was being drawn, it had a memory leak in the meshes because Unity doesn't destroy those meshes automatically, kind of like, in my opinion, it should. And I didn't know this, but I learned it now. You actually have to tell it to destroy the meshes you're not using. So if you're doing a lot of draws of custom meshes like I do in this game to make the zone circles, you're going to have a hard time, and you're going to have to remember to destroy those yourself so they don't clog up your RAM. In fact, that's the reason why my iPhone version was crashing, was because those were clogging up the RAM, making it go up to like 600 megabytes in the RAM, which is a lot for an iPhone of an older generation, and that would just cause the app to crash. So now I fixed that to where there is no memory leak there, and it's much better. The next thing that I have worked on was adding a username filter. So now I've gone through, and you wouldn't even believe it. It's like I've never typed so many swear words in programming before as when I was writing this filter. So now everything works, and there are filters that will filter out, swear words and everything, because I am hoping to have this be a pretty non-toxic community for this game. So we've worked on that. After that, I decided to add random generated usernames. If you join and you have a blank username or a username that would have been fully censored, it will generate a random username now. As you can see, this week I'm playing on the iOS build, which indeed I've worked on to make it much more mobile friendly. I've worked on porting. As you can see, the touch joysticks now are much more refined. They look much better. The sprites are much higher quality. Also, you'll notice that I have resized and scaled the map and the zone fonts. I've made it to where those resize based on your screen resolution. Next, I have also added, if you tap in the top left-hand corner, you can activate the game stats, which before you could do on the Windows and Mac version by pressing F3. This kind of just shows you your sync rate and your average packets per second. Now, there still are a few more issues to work through with the mobile version, but it is looking a lot more promising now. I'm hoping to put it into a closed beta soon, and we will see how it goes from there. Now, one thing to note about the iOS and Android version is now that there is a new mobile setting that also lets you adjust the UI scale yourself if you're unhappy with how it is. So let's make it huge and see what that looks like. As you can see, that's just ridiculously gigantic. You would never want to play with this, but it's the option. You have what you want, Let's go adjust down and make it smaller again. As you can see now, it's insanely small. You could never play with this, but these properties are good to have in place. That way people can have options to adjust the game how they want it. Plus, I kind of have a screen scaling size. That was a bit of a tongue twister there. I have a screen scaling size system set in place, and it will automatically adjust your screen size, but sometimes it cannot be perfect for every resolution because, phone resolutions are a little weird sometimes. They're not strictly like 720 or 1080 all the time. So I have it to where users can adjust it to how they like it. Oh, one last note. I decided to increase the character username limit from 16 to 24 characters. So now you can add a little bit more characters. That also kind of helps with some of the names I added that were pre-made. I wanted to use some memes, and I think it's better just to have it a little bit longer. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today. thank you for taking the time to watch. If you haven't, please subscribe and stay tuned on this game development journey. And join the Discord. Link is in the description. Peace.